Hey guys, welcome to the reading for today. We're going to see what's going on right now in the energy. What does everybody need to know about? It's a general reading. It could be past, present, or future. All right, so you will know best how it resonates for you, okay? And where this fits on your timeline. So let's just jump right in and see what is going on today. What is important right now for everyone in the collective? The Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and the Tower. All right, and then we have the Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So it looks like someone here has some sort of strategy, or they're trying to plan something long-term, going at something in a strategic way. This has to do with some sort of information or some sort of communication, a message. Somebody gathering information. Okay, and then we have the Tower. So there's a catastrophe here, or there's a sudden shocking change, or some sort of information is very shocking. All right. Let's see what this is about. What's the Knight of Pentacles? Why is the Knight of Pentacles here? We have the Page of Cups, okay, good news, again, the Hierophant, and the Nine of Wands. The Devil, okay, so this has to do with a Hierophant energy. This could be someone in an institution, someone with a title, some sort of authority, asking, the Page of Cups can be like somebody asking for help, all right, or an apology, or some sort of good news. But it looks like protection, the Nine of Wands, somebody protecting themselves, defending themselves, having a boundary. It kind of looks like somebody that's asking the Hierophant for help, or asking the Hierophant for some sort of protection. Okay, tell me about this Page of Swords, please. The King of Pentacles. Yeah, again, the Knight of Cups and the Six of Cups. So something in the past here with a King of Pentacles, somebody asking for help, offering help, reaching out in a compassionate way. This has to do with the past. All right. Now, why is this a Tower moment here? The Eight of Swords. Because of a bad risk that someone took, doing something recklessly, foolishly, being reckless, being foolish. The Magician, the Eight of Swords, someone feeling trapped, stuck, bound, tied up in a way. Okay, doing something reckless and foolish. The Three of Swords. Tell me more about this Knight of Pentacles, please. The Four of Swords in reverse. This has to do with feeling uneasy, unrested, like you can't have any sort of peace of mind, coming out of hardship. Tell me more about this Knight of Pentacles, please. What is the strategy here? A false person in reverse. Okay, so what this is giving me is that you could have asked a Hierophant or someone with authority. You could have asked them for help, or you could have asked them for some sort of protection, okay? Now, for some reason, there's someone around in authority maybe, or somebody that could have thought you were being strategic by doing this, or this was a strategy, like you were, I almost want to say, being manipulative. Okay, so you're asking for help and they're accusing you of being manipulative, right? Or like it's some sort of a strategy behind it, like it's calculated in a way that you're asking them for help, all right? But you were not being a false person. You were actually stressed out. You were actually worried about something. Yeah, you could have been worried that someone here is putting you in bad health, or somebody's trying to do something to you. Okay, so tell me more about this Knight of Pentacles, please. Yeah, it has to do with their perception. Okay, stabbed in the back, shocking attack, the perception of something. Yeah, so you're going to a Hierophant, all right? And you're saying, look, I need help, please. Okay, because I don't feel safe right now, and I'm just asking for some sort of protection. And someone around is going, well, the perception here is you're fake, you're faking it, you're lying, you're manipulating, you're not actually in danger. There's nothing actually happening to you. You're just making it up so that we help you. Like you're just manipulating, you know, that's the energy here, okay? Safety, yeah. You go to a Hierophant, you say, I don't feel safe, can you please protect me? And they say, you're making it up. You're manipulating us, all right? Okay, what's the Page of Swords? It's this King of Pentacles here. The Three of Swords. Yeah, communicating something. You could have been heartbroken, okay? You could have been really going through something here. You could have been hurting. You could have been suffering in a way. So you're reaching out to somebody that could help if they wanted to, but they don't. The Knight of Pentacles again, yeah, and they say something about you being strategic. It's like someone trying to say you're pretending to be hurt, or you're pretending to go through something. You're pretending that you're suffering. You're not actually suffering. You're making it up. You're just trying to get someone to help you. You're just trying to get someone to come and do something for you, right? Okay. Tell me more about this King of Pentacles here, Page of Swords. Gift and Lovers. All right, so this has to do with lovers, a lover, and somebody giving someone a gift or some sort of bribery, maybe, okay? Somebody receiving a gift here. Why is lovers here? Look, honestly, I feel like whoever this person is, they don't take you seriously, and it has nothing to do with you. If you run into an authority figure, okay, now this is not giving me collectively like a whole entire organization or the whole team or the whole system. It's one singular person that it doesn't matter what you say to them, they will never take you seriously because they are the problem, all right? It's a King of Pentacles. This person will always find something to counter your argument is what I'm getting. Okay, so you could be saying I'm in distress and they're like, you're making it up. You could say I'm being hurt, they're saying you're making it up. You could say someone cut off my leg, they could say you're faking it. You know, it's like they're never going to take you seriously because they are the problem. All right. The Chaser. You want people to chase after you. Okay, you're doing something intentionally to get people to help you. You're doing things intentionally to get people to chase after you. It's a strategy. You're being manipulative. That's what they could have said. Stop the pattern in reverse. They don't stop this pattern. Axe in reverse. Four of Swords in reverse. Yeah, they could say, no, it's not anxiety. Okay, so you could be someone, maybe you do have anxiety. Three of Swords, you were going through a period of heavy anxiety. You were suffering through something here. You were really stressed out. You were very worried about something. And this person is going, no, you're not, you don't have anxiety. You're pretending. No, you're not suffering. You just want people to chase after you and help you. That's why blah, blah. All right. This person's opinion is so irrelevant, really. Yeah, you were actually going through something, heartbroken. Deeply hurt, feeling lost, grieving, and mourning. So Spirit wants to talk about this person today. King of Pentacles here. Come to the front. Come to the front. Yeah, come to the front. King of Pentacles here, Four of Wands. Look at this person's even standing on this, you know, in front of this house with the roses. It's like, yeah, come to the front, King of Pentacles, because you're the one running your mouth like this, right? This person is the one running their mouth. They got a lot of shit to say. So let's bring them to the front really quick, okay? Something about a home, a property, something going on here. Temperance, yeah, the angels are like, bring them to the front, all right? High Priestess and Temperance, bring them to the front. Since they have so much to say. Yeah, they got a loud mouth. This person poisons the air with the things that they say. They really do. Strength, Seven of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this person needs to get called out. They need to be held accountable for all the shit that they talk. Really, like, I don't know if this person mumbles this stuff under their breath or if they actively go out and tell people these kind of things, okay? They undermine your suffering. They invalidate the things that you go through. They don't want to recognize the trauma that you've been through. They will just counter everything that you say because they are the problem. They are the problem, okay? This King of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. Queen of Cups, Two of Cups. This has to do with a Queen of Cups and a relationship. Okay. Or a mirror or something like that. Why is the Queen of Cups here with a relationship? The Queen of Cups is like, let's expose the snake. Or there's someone here that needs to be exposed as a snake. Or whatever this person is doing, it's going to expose them as a snake. If you're dealing with someone that is constantly, like I said, invalidating you, undermining you, you know, talking shit, all it's going to do at the end of the day is expose them as being the snake, expose them as being a little rat, because that's what they are. King of Pentacles, a little rat, okay? Because I feel like what they think that they're doing is they think that they're changing the perception of people. This is like a group of people, and then you have King of Pentacles in the middle that's like, oh, they're just making it up. They're just faking. And they think that they're changing the perception of the group. In reality, everybody's just looking at them sideways like, dude, what's wrong with you? Like, dude, what is wrong with you? Like, bro, what is your problem? Okay, you know, like, you have no empathy. That's how people are going to start looking at this person. They have no empathy. They don't care about anyone. They are completely incapable of recognizing other people's traumas or the things that other people go through. All it's going to show is that they have a personal problem with you. They must have a personal issue with you to constantly invalidate your experience. And that's all that's going to be happening here, is that they're getting exposed for the snake that they are, okay? Yeah. So what's the Tower here? Like, this is really someone that, you know, you're like having anxiety, or you're like going through something here, suffering. And it should be obvious. I feel like to most people, normal people, it's obvious what's going on here. And this person is like the singular one in the group that's, it's not anxiety. They're just being strategic about it. It's just a manipulation tactic. You got to ask yourself, what does this person think that they're doing? Because they're the one manipulating, all right? They're the one being deceptive here in some sort of way. So what's a Tower? The Five of Swords, I said it too, manipulation. This is the boomerang effect. This is the backfire, okay, the Tower. This is the catastrophe, is that this person wants to constantly make you out to be the one that is being manipulative or calculated in some sort of way. It's them. It's actually them. Okay? It's actually them. They're the manipulative one. Then they have no empathy at all, and that's what's going to expose them. I said it too. The fact that they really don't care about anyone, about anything, about other people's suffering. They don't care about people's suffering. They lack empathy. They lack compassion. Okay? And they're manipulative. Ten of Swords. They don't care about other people suffering, okay? They don't care about people being betrayed, stabbed in the back, and hurt. And this is someone in authority. They're coming out as a hierophant. So they're coming out as someone that you should be able to turn to when you need help, that you should be able to go to when you need some sort of protection, that you should be able to go to if you're a victim of something. This is like someone victim shaming, okay? You're the victim in something, you're suffering through something, and they're shaming the victim. Calling the victim manipulative, that's this. And they think that nobody catches on to them and what they're up to, but people are going to catch on. Because this attitude is actually what's going to expose them and their true personality, which is a King of Cups in reverse. No empathy, no compassion, no care, no heart. No heart. Heartless. All right, the Fool in reverse. Ace of Cups. Yeah, it's like you're doing something out of love here, okay? Or you're operating out of love, or you're doing what's best for you, what feeds your soul, okay? Something that replenishes you, something that makes you feel good. You're doing something for self-care, self-love. And here they come saying, you're doing something risky. You're risking other people's lives, or you're getting, this is so stupid and reckless what you're doing. You're so reckless about this. What you did was reckless and foolish. The whole time you're doing something here for self-love, self-care, okay? Like I said, this is the kind of person, doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you do, okay? You could just be, like, let's say you're painting the walls in your bedroom, okay? You want to paint the walls, you want to make it a color that feels good, warm, and inviting to you, okay? It's going to, color therapy kind of a thing, right? This is the kind of person that's going to say, you're painting the walls because you're trying to cover something up. It's that, okay? Or it's like you want to get new furniture. You want to buy a new carpet because you want to make yourself feel good. You're doing something to make you feel good, to feed your soul, to replenish you and your mental health, all right? And this person's going to be the one person in the group that says, you're probably throwing out all your old furniture because of this, this, and that. It's literally that. It is literally that energy, okay? That's why, like, who fucking cares, honestly, with these kind of people? Who cares about what they say? Right? So anything else? It's just going to make them look stupid at the end of the day. The Two of Wands. Yeah, a choice here. The choices that you make, yeah, they're always going to try and make it something bad. Every single choice you make in life, they're going to try and make it something bad. Anything that you do that is good for you and good for yourself, they're going to make it bad. That's just how they are. Like, you have to understand, with people like this, there's no point in arguing. There's no point in trying to explain yourself, because they will always find a way of trying to make it something bad, okay? Anything else? The Three of Wands. This has to do with the future, what someone is planning. The Seven of Wands and the Two of Swords. Yeah, just causing confusion. Like, the Seven of Wands, it doesn't matter what you do. Confirmation. It doesn't matter what you do, what you say. They're always going to have a defense. They're always going to have a counter argument. They're always going to have some sort of denial. This person doesn't want to see your side of things. Like, you have to understand, you're dealing with a person, they don't want to see what you're going through. They don't want to acknowledge your situation. They don't want to acknowledge your personality, what kind of a person you are, the things that you've gone through. They don't want to. You're never going to get it out of them either. That's just who they are. Like, that is the core of their personality, is a King of Cups in reverse. So if there's no heart there, you can't, like, put one in there. You can't install a heart in them. It's not there. There's no, it's not there. So why is this important, Spirit? I think it's just important for you so that you don't get yourself worked up about the things that this person says, right? It's like with these kind of people, you really got to just let it, you just got to let it wash over you and wash away, because there's no point in even letting anything this person says get to you. Don't let anything they say get to you. Nothing, because it's never going to change. The Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. Yeah, this could have to do with a lot of money, okay? Some sort of finances. Yeah, there could also be a reason why they act this way or they say the things that they say. It could have to do with money that they receive for something, all right? It's like a bribe, possibly. So, because we are dealing with a Hierophant. So if you're going to a Hierophant, okay, asking for help, but they got a bribe for something, or they are financially involved in some sort of way, of course they're going to, you know, put down everything that the victim is saying. Because there's like another motive here behind all of this, right? Why they act the way that they act, why they say the things that they say, why they are constantly making you out to be some sort of a manipulator when you're actually a victim of something. Yeah, there's a different motive behind all of this, why they say the things that they say, okay? And it's because they are actually the manipulator in this situation, and they got so much dirt. They got so much dirt. They got so many skeletons in their closet that the only thing that they can think of to stop all that shit from coming to light is making you the bad guy. Okay. Emperor. This could have to do with an Emperor. The Two of Swords. Someone just refusing to acknowledge something, like deny, deny, deny. You know, it's like, you know, this is like the kind of thing where you would be able to test it as well. It's like, try saying something positive, this person, about you, about the collective, right? They're going to be like, no, can't be that. Cannot be that the collective is a good, genuine person. It has to be something bad. Right? Denial. Ace of Cups. Exactly. This person, look, you have to understand, I don't know why it's important, but you have to understand, this person refuses to acknowledge that you're innocent. They refuse to acknowledge that you do things of good intention, okay, or that you operate out of love. They refuse to acknowledge it. They're never going to acknowledge it. They're going to undermine it every chance that they get. They're going to call you manipulative. They're going to lie about your character. They're going to make some stupid shit up. Why? Because they're the problem. That's why. You're not the problem. That's why you can ignore everything that comes out of this person's mouth, because you're not the problem. It's them. Okay? You know, sometimes they say, oh, it takes two to tango. No, in this situation, it's them. It is 100% this King of Pentacles that is the fucking problem, all right? Because you're not the one being manipulative here. It's them. In one ear, out the other. They're going to judge you forever, all right? They're always going to judge you, like a collective. Just walk away from the conversation. If this person, if you hear things or if you figure things out about what they've been saying, just walk away. There's no point in arguing, because they are going to judge you forever. They're always going to find something negative to say. That's just their personality. That's just who they are. Judgmental. They're just a judgmental prick. Really, they're a fucking prick. A judgmental prick. And that's all they're ever going to be, is a judgmental prick. So there's no point in arguing. Thank you, confirmation. Did you hear that? Spirit agrees. You're a judgmental prick, King of Pentacles. And that's all they're ever going to be. That's why there's no point in arguing. You're not the problem. You're not being manipulative. It's them. And Spirit just wants to clarify that really quick. All right. Don't get it twisted. So I'm just going to leave it here. Okay, I think I got the message. Until next time, guys. Bye.